Evening, my beautiful friends. It is Ka-Lynne coming at you with another energy reading and a energy clearing session. This is my third video, and I realize that I say a lot, but that's okay. Nobody's expecting perfection. I mean, at least I'm trying not to expect perfection. So, we're going to talk about a heavy topic today. I just want to let you know that we will be talking about overcoming trauma of sexual abuse, assault. And so, if that's something that is triggering to you, you might perhaps just want to click off now. Come back at a time when it may be more suitable for you. Just respect yourself in what you know, what you're ready. You'll know what you're ready for. Trust that you know yourself. And if it's not the time for you, this video will be here, and you can always come back to it. So I was working with a very special friend of mine. She and I have been working together for a number of years now, and she came to me as a client, and then we've become friends. And so um, I wrote for her some word magic, um, and asked her if it was okay if I shared this, because I do think it's powerful, and I think that a lot of people could be helped from it. And she was gracious enough to say yes. Thank you so much, my beautiful friend. You know who you are, and I love you. And gosh, it brings up emotion for me. Um, Thank you for being vulnerable and being willing to share this special thing. So part of this is I can only speak to you from my perspective, from what I went through. Sometimes that will mean that I talk about things that happened. And if that is upsetting to anybody, um, I'm specifically speaking to family members who may be offended by that. You are welcome to click off and not watch. I am allowed to speak my truth how I need to speak it, and I will try to do it in a manner that does not embarrass anybody or cause shame, because that's not, we're working on healing here, we're not working on shaming people. So, um, anyway, with that being said, let's just get right into it. I've already pulled the cards, and what I got as I was shuffling, focusing on this energy of overcoming the traumatic effects of um, any kind of assault, whether you're a female or a male. Um, it happens so often in this country. For me, my personal story was my main abuser was my stepfather. And even today, I have repressed memories coming up that I feel that when you are ready, your body knows. And when you get into a place where you're ready to start dealing with it, more stuff will come up and it will make you feel things. Um, and so in helping my friend, I realized, oh gosh, I still got some anger there. And that's okay. You know what? I think it's okay to be angry. I think we were given that emotion. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a matter of I need to feel that so I can deal with it, so I can process it. Lord knows it took me a long time to come out of the habit of stuffing down my emotions with food. Um, as I was pulling my cards, I was remembering a time when I was just beginning my healing journey, and I had such severe anxiety. It was out of control, and I was trying to work on managing me controlling it instead of it controlling me. And I think that as a child, that happened to. We tend to grow up wanting to control our surroundings, needing to feel like we're in control. And I know that that is something that I have been called on to heal. That realizing that I am not the only thing I can control is my response to any situation. That's the only control I really have. And so I've tried to really, I'm not a master, but I really work on it. And when I get triggered, I don't shame myself. I try to understand, okay, what am I feeling there? But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So what I was remembering as I was talking about, as I was focusing on this energy and pulling the cards, was as I was as I was going through that stage of really like trying to get in control of my thoughts and trying to get in control of my anxiety. There was one day that I was out walking, and I was doing really good that day, making healthy decisions for myself. And I was walking, and where I was, it was kind of a remote like location, and a guy pulled over on the side of the road, and um, he propositioned me to be in a video featuring plus size people. And gosh, man, the shame I felt immediately. Immediately, I felt all this shame. And I remember walking back as fast as I could to my workplace. And I remember thinking, that day there had been nothing but cakes, nothing but cakes. And if you're in Vegas, you know what that is. They were delivered to the office, and all I could think about was getting back to the office and stuffing one in my face. That's all I could think about. And I'm just going back to work as fast as I can with the intent of going into the kitchen and putting one of these things in my mouth. And I thought, wait a minute, why are you doing that? You weren't hungry just a second ago. And I made myself sit down and just feel what I was feeling. And the best way I could describe it was the way it looked like in my mind's eye was a red balloon. And the red balloon was coming up. I could feel it like coming up in my body. And I think the red balloon, the red signified anger, I think. And it felt like it was going to choke me. And I felt like if it got to my throat, it was going to choke me. And I was just like, Ka-Lynne, just observe it. Just sit here and breathe and observe it. And the thing kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it got to be right about here. And I'm just watching it like, I didn't know what was going to happen. But I was willing to do something different in that moment instead of my normal go-to, which was 13 bundt cakes. Well, I mean, they were this big, but still, when you eat 13 of them, it's still not great, okay? As if I need to explain that. And as I'm breathing and just observing this thing, it started to dissipate, and it started to go down, and then it went away. And I thought, wow, that is the first time I've sat down and faced it. Generally, when somebody would violate my boundary, which I didn't even know what boundaries were back then, I would just go eat it. And that's just the truth. And the reason I'm talking about it is because I think that there's a variety of things that we would distract from that. Maybe it would be online shopping. Maybe it would be, gosh, if you're watching this video and you resonate with this, you know what your thing is. Sometimes it's several things. So anyway, as I was shuffling the cards, I was trying to figure out, okay, what is it that we need to talk about right now? And I went through, the Ten of Swords came up, and what I kind of got from that is like, you know what, a new cycle begins where you can stop worrying about not being safe. I mean, I know like something really bad happened, and I know that it really defined who you were for a long time, but it's not who you are. It's something that happened, it's not who you are. And I know that you were supposed to be safe and that people were supposed to protect you, and maybe you got victim shamed, and I'm really sorry that that happened. You didn't deserve it. You did not deserve it. And in case anybody has never told you, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't. So as I was going through doing a little muscle testing, figure out, okay, where is a good place to start? And kind of what I get is like sometimes it's, oh, you need to meditate, and you need to do yoga, and you need to go take walks, and you need to go to AA, or you need to go to whatever it is. Whatever it is. You got all these things that you need to do, but sometimes that can be overwhelming. That can be overwhelming. Trying to do everything to be healed all at once can overload your central nervous system. So kind of what I got from this is you just need to start with one thing. One thing. And I'm here to offer you advice or a path that you can take. But ultimately, what worked for me may not work for you. Take what resonates, adjust it to fit you. Nobody's journey is going to look the same. It's not. It's not all going to look the same. But what I got is that what happens sometimes is like we can get out of balance with the conflict between this and this. We can throw ourselves out of balance. And when we get out of balance, that affects our hormones, it affects our moods, it affects our sleep. And you know, when one thing goes out of whack, it's like a domino. So my advice would be to start at one place, and that would be repatterning the brain. I talked about it a little bit in the video that I posted yesterday about stopping negative comments, thoughts in their track, and replace it with something new. For me, I listen to a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza tapes. My husband, I'm trying to remember the guy's name, but my husband, he went with it when he was working on this. I think sometimes you don't have to be a survivor of sexual abuse to deal with anxiety and needing to repattern in the brain. Trauma comes in a variety of different methods. And pain is pain, and it hurts no matter how it shows up in our life. And so I'm trying to remember what the guy's name is. Baby, what was that doctor's name? I remember how I used to listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza. Who was the guy that you used to listen to?
Dr. Wayne Dyer?
Dr. Wayne Dyer. Dyer?
Yeah. Wayne Dyer, yeah.
I always say his name wrong, but my husband really resonated with him. So you can find either one of them on YouTube and maybe just listen to what they have to say. It's a very good place to start. Repatterning the brain will help you get back into balance. And when I shuffled your cards, Two of Wands came up. Getting stuck in the past. Why did that happen? Why did I deserve that? Why didn't anybody protect me? Why? I got my heart broken. I felt rejected. I felt like people just left me and didn't care about me. I have a hard time trusting my tribe. Will I ever be, it was like this. This is the Sun card. Will I ever be happy? Not only that, but as a result, I feel like I need to be in control of everything. I need to control everything because if I'm in control, then nothing bad can happen. I remember I had to ask myself at one point, and how is that working out for you, Ka-Lynne? It's like, not too well. I think it is okay to go back and feel what you need to feel. Not only is it okay, but it is absolutely necessary. Where did your cups get spilt? Where did you get let down? It is okay to feel what you need to feel. Sometimes, for me, the way I repressed emotions was to eat it. Like I said, I would for all my worth in my children's lives and didn't even know who who I was anymore, and it's so easy to get lost. Um, Putting the work in to figure out your worth is so important. And so for my friend, I wrote a word magic, and I want to share it with you with her permission. And um, as we discussed before, if you write it down, maybe in your journal or wherever you keep your things, and say it 3 times with belief, you will feel a release in your body. Um, Before I read that to you, I pulled a card from um, the Birth of Venus. She created a deck that I think is absolutely magnificent. And the card that was pulled is Heart of Service. You are fully in control of how you choose to show up in this world. Serve, share, and assist. There's a humongous fly flying around here. I'm not a big fan, especially when they're that big. So here's the word magic, my friends. As above, so below. Lord, I ask this of thee. Please help me heal from the atrocities done to me. Help me release the guilt and shame that was hurled onto me. I know that it wasn't my fault as I work on the lividity that still rages inside of me. I let the anger bubble up to the surface now. No need to repress. I allow the fear of feeling what I need to feel, knowing that this is actually preventing my soul's death. I face it with courage, knowing that you are guiding me along my way, knowing deep down that by my side you will stay. I am no longer afraid to make mistakes, as I understand that it is a part of life. I surrender the need to be perfect, as I understand that this false belief has only caused strife. I stand strong now, God, giving myself permission to be me, speaking truth, no longer needing to hide. Thank you, God, so let it be, and as I will it, so mote it be. Amen. I don't know if it'll come up that we talk more about this topic later on, but do yourself a favor and be willing to be vulnerable and take one step into feeling better about where you are, where you've been, what happened to you. And no one's saying that what happened to you was okay. It wasn't okay. What I'm saying is what happened does not need to define the rest of your life. Like I said, I'm just so sorry. You didn't deserve that. And my heart is with you. Until next time, have a wonderful evening.